Hasta la vista, baby.
Get away from her, you bitch!
I, Iron Man.
Expecto Patronum!
I am your father.
There's a snake in my boot!
Oh hey, what's going on guys? Ryan O'Toole here, and Grogu and I would like to welcome you guys to my review of The Mandalorian Season 2.5. Is that right, Grogu? If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. The Book of Boba Fett has completed its 7-episode run on Disney Plus, and all 7 episodes are now available to stream. So now guys, we're going to be talking all spoilers for the Book of Boba Fett series. If you guys have not watched this series yet, I'm full out warning you now, spoilers are going to be in this review. You've been warned. The Book of Boba Fett is a new Star Wars Disney Plus series that is a sequel to The Mandalorian Season 2, and bounty hunter Boba Fett and mercenary Fennec Shand navigate the underworld when they return to Tatooine to claim Jabba the Hutt's old turf. But they also have to deal with the Pikes. Now, as you guys all know, I love The Mandalorian as a show. I've reviewed both Season 1 and 2 on this channel, and they teased for us at the end of Season 2 that we were going to get a series with Boba Fett and Fennec Shand titled The Book of Boba Fett. Overall, I was excited because we were getting yet another Mandalorian kind of spin-off show, and Boba Fett as a character I think is really cool. Of course, he was introduced in my favorite movie of all time, Empire Strikes Back. However, resurrecting the character was pretty cool, but him having his own show, I was like, I don't know if I would really want that out of every show coming out from Star Wars on Disney. I'm like, I don't know how a Boba Fett show is gonna work. The Book of Boba Fett, the first 4 episodes, guys, is a drag to get through. I considered giving up on this show. I was like, the first 4 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, the ones that are directed by Robert Rodriguez himself, Robert Rodriguez directed a majority of the episodes. It was a rough time to get through because we're following Boba Fett and his journey to get to where he was in Mandalorian Season 2. The first episode is great. We saw how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. He pretty much was stuck there, and he used his smarts and his wits to get out of that situation. And it was like, that's pretty cool. And what does he do after that? We see him train and learn the ways of the Tusken Raiders. So pretty much the first 4 episodes of the show is flashbacks and present day. The present day stuff is really boring but cool. We see Boba Fett sitting on Jabba the Hutt's palace as he's dealing with the Pike Syndicate and he's dealing with other acquaintances. We see this big Chewbacca looking Wookiee that's so badass. Like in one episode, he beats the crap out of Boba Fett. And I was like, oh, damn, you need a guy like him on your side. But then we go to what everybody calls the laughable moments and the most boring parts, the Bantha Tank sequences. The flashbacks really were the most boring part for me. We see how Boba Fett, he's training with the Tusken Raiders, learning their ways, and becomes like a family member to them. See him become like a Tusken Raider. We saw how he got that robe in Mandalorian Season 2. We saw him get that spear and learn how to fight with it. And then we savagely see the Pikes throughout the show and what they did to his family. We saw a little heist sequence when they're trying to fight the Pikes on that train. I thought that was a really badass fight sequence. Definitely reminded me a lot of The Mandalorian. But then we see how the Pikes literally murdered all of those Tusken Raiders that Boba grew attached to. And I thought that was cool, but yet pretty boring. Every time it goes to that Bantha Tank, I'm literally questioning what's the point of it. Like, I want to see more present day Boba Fett being a badass, and the show pretty much is all about him and becoming a character. And so, the show did get better because Boba Fett was barely a part of it. But episode 5 for me got a lot better and a lot more interesting. You know who shows back up? The Mandalorian himself, Pedro Pascal. I love seeing Mando back. That episode 5 was all about Mandalorian. It's pretty much him by himself. You know, he gave Grogu to Luke Skywalker at the end of season 2. And we see the Mandalorian wielding the Darksaber, using it in battle. Like, that opening action sequence was so badass. And it's pretty much Mando as well being shut out by his own kind. The Mandalorians abandon him, apostate him because he took off his helmet. That's against their code. And we see Mando just dealing with him by himself without Grogu. And he is learning how to wield the Darksaber. And everything from there on became Mandalorian Season 2.5 and not about Boba Fett. Boba Fett is your main character. And the writers of this show are like, Boba Fett, what else do we do with Boba Fett? All right, let's throw in Mando. Let's throw in Grogu. Let's throw in all these other characters you remember from Mando. And it's like they had no idea what else to do with Boba Fett. Give Bryce Dallas Howard her own movie now. She's done it 3 for 3. She's done fantastic episodes. Like, give her a movie. She knows how to direct some great action. But episode 6 was definitely the best episode of the series by far. We get to see Mando finally going to see Grogu, and I love this episode because we see Luke and Grogu yet again. Grogu's learning the ways of the Force, and we see Luke Skywalker actually training a young Jedi apprentice. And that's something we barely got to see in The Last Jedi with Rey and with Ben Solo. And it was great to see Luke actually train. And of course, the callbacks to Empire Strikes Back, you know, that really hit me hard. And I love when Mando shows up, he doesn't even get to see Grogu, which is so heartbreaking. But we do see Ahsoka Tano show back up again, and she tells him if he sees you, it's going to be even harder for him in terms of his training. And I thought that was a brave but yet smart choice. And so Mando leaves for Grogu that little armor at the end. And it was great. I just really enjoyed seeing Grogu train the ways of the Force. And when Luke is literally using the Force to help him walk, that was really adorable. Also, it was great to see Cobb Vanth again in the show. That was a big surprise for me. I love Timothy Olyphant. Thought he was great in Mandalorian Season 2. We literally see Cobb Vanth return, and Mando goes to him to bring in more muscle to help them fight the Pikes. And he was like, all right, I need time to think on it. And so Mando leaves him behind, and something big happens after that. We saw that mysterious figure walking towards Cobb Vanth, and me never even seeing the Clone Wars before, I had no idea who this guy was, but a lot of my friends kind of gave me information of who this guy is. We see the appearance, the live action appearance of Cad Bane from the Clone Wars series, and this dude is a badass mofo. Seeing the appearance of Cad Bane, he is a scary ass dude, very highly skilled. The Pikes hired him for a reason, and he pretty much warns Cobb Vanth like, I'm the badass mofo around here. Pretty much shoots Cobb Vanth cold-blooded and his partner dead. And oh my God, Cad Bane, this dude is ruthless. This makes me want to watch the Clone Wars even more because of how badass Cad Bane was as a character. And Cobb Vanth gets taken out. I'm like, wow, what is going to happen next? And once again, episode 6 of the Book of Boba Fett was some of the most entertaining, badass Star Wars content I've seen since the season 2 finale of Mandalorian. But it has nothing to do with Boba Fett. Boba Fett only has one scene, and he just looks at Mando and goes like this. He doesn't even talk. But the finale is what I want to talk about. Like, the finale of the Book of Boba Fett was cool, but heavily flawed. Like, they throw in so many plot points from left, right, and center. We literally get to see all the forces coming together to fight the Pikes, and it's really cool setup. I love seeing Cad Bane talk with Boba Fett, having their exchanges, their entire episode. He even makes a point of reference about the Bangta tank. I'm like, thank God somebody points it out, how stupid the Bangta tank sequences are. And then we just get to this whole entire battle sequence. Like, the battle was cool and everything. We get to see Boba riding the Rancor. The Rancor was badass and an awesome addition to throw in here. And we get to see, like, the Pikes and how much they have at their disposal. And Grogu finally reuniting with Mando. He was given a choice by Luke. He either choose the armor that Mando sent him or the lightsaber, training to be a Jedi. And of course he was going to choose the armor. And the reunion between Mando and Grogu was so adorable. I loved it. Even though it would have been an even better tease if you had that going into season 3 of The Mandalorian. But I love that reunion. It was so adorable. Seeing Grogu jump on top of Mando was so adorable. Cad Bane is the left one standing. He's having finally his shootout with Boba. And Boba tries to throw his fire at him. It's not working. Cad Bane, he throws his gun out so quickly. Cad Bane has Boba Fett on the floor, and we think Boba's about to be taken out. And then Boba uses his Tusken Raider training and beats Cad Bane, like literally stabs him right there. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you just killed off this badass character. I don't think he's dead. Star Wars has shown in the past they can bring back characters, Palpatine. But this finale was so disappointing. Like, you killed off a badass character, and you finally now have Boba Fett being involved in the show, and it just makes everything kind of pointless now. Makes me think, what was the point of a Boba Fett series? This literally felt like Mandalorian season 2.5, because Mando takes the spotlight completely from Boba, and Boba himself really had no conclusive arc. And then the post-credit sequence of the finale is of the Bank-to-Tank. Of course it has to be a Bank-to-Tank sequence, but it's not Boba, it's Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth is in the Bank-to-Tank, and we see the dude who repaired Fennec's shank in one of the episodes, and we obviously knew, I think Cobb Vanth's definitely coming back. He's definitely not dead. I would have loved to see a Cobb Vanth show more than a Boba Fett show, because Cobb Vanth at least has an interesting arc. Before I get to my final overall thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett, if this is you guys' first time checking out the channel and you enjoyed this review, definitely hit that like button and consider clicking that subscribe button for more reviews, reactions, and more movie content. Overall thoughts, guys, I thought the Book of Boba Fett was surprisingly underwhelming. Whenever it did focus on Boba Fett, I was pretty much bored. But when Mandalorian completely took over, that's when I started to enjoy the show more. On my rating scale, I'm going to give the Book of Boba Fett a C. There you have it, guys. That was my thoughts and opinions on the Book of Boba Fett. What were your guys' thoughts on the show? Did you enjoy it more than me, or have you not seen the show altogether? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I do want to watch more television shows this year, guys. That is my goal for this year. Next week, I will be doing a full series review for Peacemaker. I'm enjoying that show far more than the Book of Boba Fett, so look forward to my review on that next week. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!